As the Golden State Warriors prepare for another crucial offseason, the front office is focused on making the right moves to build a championship-caliber roster. One name has emerged at the top of their wish list: Derrick White of the Boston Celtics. Following a disappointing playoff exit and the devastating Achilles injury to star forward Jason Tatum, the Celtics face an uncertain future. With Boston possibly headed into a gap year or more, the Warriors could capitalize by targeting White in a trade. White, a standout two-way guard, fits nearly every need Golden State has: shooting, perimeter defense, playmaking, and basketball IQ. While he doesn't bring size to the front court, his versatile skill set would elevate the Warriors' already elite core. White is coming off a strong season, averaging 16.4 points and 4.8 assists, while shooting 38.4% from three. He also remained one of the league's best perimeter defenders, even ranking among the league's top shot blockers under 6 feet 7 inches. His fit within the Warriors system, filled with off-ball movement, quick reads, and defensive intensity, is seamless. How Golden State can acquire White. The path to landing White involves a complex multi-team trade. At the center of the deal would be Jonathan Kuminga in a sign-and-trade, though Boston may not have much interest in the 22-year-old forward. Enter a third team, likely the Brooklyn Nets, who possess both cap space and a need for young talent. The hypothetical deal would send Kuminga to Brooklyn on a deal worth around $20 to $25 million annually, with the Warriors receiving White from Boston. Because of salary cap rules, Kuminga would only count as half his salary in outgoing trade value for Golden State. Therefore, a player like Moses Moody or Buddy Hield would also need to be included to match White's $28.1 million salary for 2025. The Warriors would then sweeten the deal with draft capital. Golden State can trade up to 4 first-round picks this summer, and an initial offer might include their 2026, 2028, and a conditional 2030 pick. If Brooklyn chips in one of their late first-rounders, Boston could end up with 4 total picks, an appealing haul for a player nearing 30 on a team that might pivot to rebuilding around Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Would Boston even consider it? On the surface, trading Derrick White doesn't make sense for Boston. He's entering a 4-year, $118 million extension and remains in his prime. But with Tatum out for possibly the entire next season, the Celtics may decide to shed salary while retooling for the long term. Boston is already brushing up against the second luxury tax apron and could view this as an opportunity to collect assets without fully rebuilding. White remains Boston's most valuable trade piece. Unlike Kristaps Porzingis or Drew Holiday, whose contracts and injury history reduce their trade appeal, White offers high-level production and team-friendly contract terms. If Boston embraces a 2-year break from contention, a trade with Golden State could mark a smart reset. Warriors GM speaks on risk of big trades. Warriors GM Mike Dunleavy Jr. has acknowledged the need for balance when making bold roster moves. Speaking after Golden State's early playoff exit, Dunleavy emphasized caution. "We don't want to push all our chips in, then suffer a major injury and get stuck for the next 4 or 5 years." However, calculated risks remain on the table. The Warriors struck gold with their mid-season move for Jimmy Butler. Adding another all-star like White could elevate them to the league's top tier, especially with aging stars like Steph Curry and Draymond Green facing the twilight of their primes. The Brandon Podziemski factor. Golden State remains invested in guard Brandon Podziemski. The front office turned down offers for him at the February deadline, betting on his potential. Podziemski showed flashes in the postseason, averaging 11.7 points, 5.1 rebounds, and 3.4 assists during the regular season. Though he had an inconsistent playoff run, he delivered standout performances, including a 28-point game against the Timberwolves. Head coach Steve Kerr sees his playoff struggles as part of the growth process. He'll learn to stay aggressive even after rough outings, Kerr said. With 2 more years of team control on his contract, the Warriors hope Podziemski evolves into the secondary scorer and playmaker the roster needs. Kuminga's future, star or trade chip. Another key variable in the Warriors' plans is Jonathan Kuminga. Though used sparingly early in the playoffs, he stepped up when Curry was injured, averaging 24 points in 4 starts against the Timberwolves. While the Warriors lost all 4 games, Kuminga's performance drew praise across the league. Former NBA star Gilbert Arenas compared Kuminga's rise to a GM hitting the draft jackpot. "You were the best player for the Warriors in the playoffs," Arenas said. "You stepped up in a playoff atmosphere.